Hi, this is Brooks at Board Game Cavern, and welcome to another game review. Today's game was invented in the 1960s. It was the middle of America's Cold War with Russia. The Cuban Missile Crisis drove us to the brink of nuclear war, and a young man named Doug Malowicki thought it would be fun to invent a light-hearted game where you could blow each other up with nukes. Get those launch codes ready, because this is nuclear war. Alright baby, let's do this. Nuclear war. So this is the player mat. You've got a face-up card, 2 face down. This is where the 3 cards will go, and then you'll turn them up as you go. The deterrent force is where you're going to put cards in your hand. This is my hand here. Going to put those down here. They count as part of your hand, but they're supposed to be put out to scare the other players to not nuke you. So if you think you have a big warhead or something, throw it out here, and then they may think twice about actually firing their missiles at you. Here's the draw pile. We also have a population deck. Every player will have one of these with their own population deck. So you can see 25,000 people, 1 million, or sorry, million, 25 million, 1 million, 2 million. These are your population. The other players are going to attempt to take your population away, either by using, let's see if I have any here, using propaganda. Here it is. Using a propaganda card, which is a nice sort of polite, safe way to not start nuclear war, but steal 5 million players to your side, etc. So you can be a dove and try to steal away via propaganda, or you can just go full nuclear war and start a nuclear war. So here's how it's going to work. Players all get their cards. You'll get a number of cards based on your what is it? It's based on your the number of players playing. So I think it's 9 or 10 cards for 1 to 2 players. In this case, you're going to get your cards. When it's your turn, you're going to look through your cards and see the ones that say secret, and there's also top secret right there, and the rest just say nuclear war. So when you go in to them, you see in the corners here, your secrets get played immediately. That's the first thing any player will do, is get rid of their secret. So, top secret. A disastrous earthquake destroys 10 million of the enemy's population. So I play that, and I take 10 million of whomever I choose. You had an earthquake. Also, my Cold War prestige soars due to being first on the moon. 5 million of the enemy defects to seek aerospace jobs in your country. So I can steal another 5 million from another player and put it in my population. The goal is to wipe out the population completely of the other players. Like I said, via either propaganda or nukes. So, what you'll do on your turn is, you're going to play 2 cards face down, you're going to pull a card, and then you can put a 3rd card face down and turn this one up. So, if you want to fire a missile, if you're going to be a warlike person, you have to put the actual missile, a missile or a bomber, something that can carry the nuclear warhead to the enemy. Otherwise it just sits there. So this Atlas carries up to 1 warhead up to 20 megatons. So I'm secretly going to put that here. And I feel like starting a war, so that carries, what did I say? Carries 20 megatons. I have a 20 megaton card right here. Destroys 5 million people. Boy. Put that there. And then I'm going to draw another card. And if I draw a secret card, that gets played immediately. Otherwise, in this case, I'm going to play a propaganda card. 5 million. I'm going to put that secretly here. And I'm going to turn this one up. So there's Atlas. Now the other players know that I have a missile. In order to fire a nuclear weapon, I have to use a missile, and the next turn I will turn this over, and a bomb. So that will actually cause that. This will carry the bomb. That will destroy 5 million of whomever I choose to start a war with. Hopefully. That's what it, potentially. Now let's say I do that on my turn. It's my 2nd round. I turn this card over. This says I can destroy 5 million people. So I either do the spinner, or I roll a 10-sided, 2 10-sided dice, or 2 6-sided dice to see the results. This is the question mark. So if I'll just do the spinner for this game. It looks like bomb shelter saves 2 million. So instead of 5 million, I destroy 3 million of player B. And then they take from their population deck and it goes back in the pile. And once I wipe out the population of every other player, that is the end of the game. And that, my friends, is nuclear war.
Let's talk about the pluses and minuses. On the plus side, I love the mechanics of laying cards down face first and then having them rotate up and slowly revealing them on your turns. There's a tension when a player turns over a missile or a bomber card because everyone at the table knows that if the next card is a warhead, it's nuclear war for everyone until somebody's wiped off the map. So that's pretty tense. Also cool is the option to lay down deterrent cards. It really mimics the brinksmanship of the nuclear era, showing what you got so they don't attack you. That's cool. I also like that they've included the spinner. Nice bright colors, pretty simple, cardboard, plastic spinner. And the option to roll dice is nice too, because the spinner seems a little, kids game. I prefer the dice personally, but to each their own. The minuses here, this is a dark theme, which may turn off some players, especially these days. Unless you want to sit around on a Friday night with your friends at game night and simulate a nuclear holocaust. I mean, maybe you do. One more small minus, but it is valid. When I open the box, everything in the box has a very unpleasant odor to it. And it doesn't affect the game, it's just strange. I've never opened a box and had all the cards and all the cardboard and everything smell rancid. Ugh, smell it right now. Maybe it's an issue at the factory where it's made, I don't know. Anyway, my name is Brooks. This has been Board Game Cavern's review of Nuclear War. Please subscribe and we will see you at the next video.